Finished row 7, about to start row 8. For me, I have done my buttonhole already. Maybe this is the row where you're doing your last buttonhole. If so, then you do it. Or maybe you're others like me that we've done the buttonhole and we just always have to now on the right side of our work do the neckline decrease. That's where I'm at. I've already done one, so now I'm going to do the second one, because I have to do it 12 times and I've only done it once. So I do my seed stitch, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, pass it over. This is where you do the neckline decrease. So we're just going to slip one, knit one, pass that slipped one over, and continue on our way. And don't forget, you've done your neckline now the second time, maybe, or maybe it's your first time, or maybe it's your third time. What do I know? Depends on the size of your garment. Happy knitting. Finished row 8, about to start row 9. Row 9, I bind off one stitch, continue to the end. Okay, so we're going to bind off one stitch. Oh, but that's if you've already done the size, if you're the size 1 to 3 month, you don't do any more bind offs for the armhole. You're done. But this is for me because I'm doing a size higher, so I do have to bind this off. So I have to slip one over, knit one. Ugh, that wasn't a very good, there we go. And oops, that's a little tight. Okay, so that's bound off, and then I would just continue to knit to the end, and I have to remind, and yeah, that's it, and just continue to knit to the end. If, like I said before, if you were the size smaller, you weren't doing the bind off at all. If you're like me, the size 6 to 9, this is your last bind off on the armhole. All right, I'm finished my row 9, and I'm about to do my row 10. Now, because I'm done the bind off on the armhole, I actually don't need to worry about this anymore. This was to help me with my armhole bind off, so I'm gonna throw it aside. I don't need it anymore. I just need to keep track of my neckline decreases. If you are knitting a size larger yet, or the largest size, you will still have to keep track of where you are to do your armhole decreases. So just keep marking down what row you're on until you finish your size for the correct number of decreases for the armhole decrease. In my case, I'm the 6 to 9. I finished it. I'm not going to worry about counting rows anymore. What I have to worry about is doing the right number of neckline decreases for me. You might be a little different. Maybe you've only done 1 neckline decrease. Maybe you've already done 3. I don't know. Again, it just depends on the size that you are making. But I will continue to do this just to show you a couple more times. So we do the seed stitch like this. And the stitch marker, which means don't goof up your seed stitch. You should always have 5. And then you're going to slip one, knit one, pass the slip stitch over. You've done another decrease. Make sure you keep track of that, and knit till the end of the row, which I'm going to do. And now for me, as I said, because I am finished my armhole decreases, it doesn't matter that I keep track of the rows anymore, because that was just to help with the armhole decrease. So I really don't care what row I'm at. My armhole decreases are done, so it doesn't matter what row I'm on. I just turn my work over, and then I just knit normal on the purl side back. Just do it normal. It doesn't matter what row I'm at. All I have to remember is every time now I do the neckline decrease on the right hand side, that I keep track of how many neckline decreases that you are doing. Okay, so I want you to do that until you've reached your appropriate number of of neckline decreases. So for me, I have to have 12 of these. Maybe you need 11, maybe you need 12, maybe you need 13. So I want you to continue that until you have done your last neckline decrease.